there. Hey, this is Samith Pich from samithpich.com. I'm with my very good friend Anton Menkveld. We actually met at a conference in February. Yeah?
That's right, yeah.
What was the conference?
Red Hot Bananas here in Perth.
Really weird name, Red Hot Bananas. You'll probably see a link to that blog post, but it was Red Hot Bananas. It was a really great gathering of entrepreneurs, business people who were really looking to make a change in the business development area in our city of Perth. And we've kept in touch ever since because Anton does some really cool stuff online, and I'm always trying to meet and connect with people, helping people, but also doing some really cool stuff online. Now, at the moment, we're at a John Ashraf event called Winning the Game. And John Ashraf is the guy from The Secret. You've probably heard of The Secret, right? And we've got some really great takeaways. So, what were some things that you got from just the morning segment? You know?
Well, the amazing thing that keeps coming up these days is that people talk about the mindset and going inside and really finding the answers within yourself. And I think a lot of people are realizing that things that are going on around us is not necessarily the way that it is, and that we need to, it's just the way that we perceive things. So we get all this information in from outside, and we've got programming inside ourselves which actually determines how we experience it and how we react.
Yeah.
And what I got from John this morning was that he said that we have the ability, and that they've actually now scientifically proven it, that it's possible for us to reprogram our brains.
Yeah. And it's proven.
And to understand that we don't necessarily have to act in the same way as we always did.
Yeah.
And the fact is that our results and what we achieve today and what we are seeing in our lives, in our bank accounts, in our bodies, in everything, is a result of the actions that we've took up to this point.
Yeah.
And our actions are normally the results of the reaction we have to the inputs we get from outside. And if we change our programming, we can change our actions, and by changing our actions, we will change our results.
Okay. Yeah. So, what does that have to do with, say, business, and online marketing? Because we're both online marketers.
Yeah.
So, where do you see the connection being?
Well, yeah, that's an interesting one. I was listening to something by Stephen Covey recently, where he was talking about a paradigm shift.
Yeah.
A paradigm shift that's happened maybe sort of during the 90s, and that's still happening, where we moved from an industrial age thinking into a knowledge age thinking. And I found this quite interesting because I think that's also happening on many different levels in our lives, where people are changing from being fed things and blindly taking it on board. Like in the 80s, advertising was just large billboards and big advertising campaigns. The more dollars you threw at your advertising, the more successful you were. To an age now where we live in a knowledge age, where people are asking questions. People don't believe that they should drink Coca-Cola just because there's a massive billboard. They ask, what does it mean? What does it do? What is the purpose? What is the benefit for me? They ask their friends. People share information. So we've moved from an age where it was important to be heard to an age where I think it's important to be understood and to understand. So seek first to understand your client, and then to make your client understand what you have to offer. And that is a profound difference for us in terms of marketing. Because our marketing messages now need to be different.
And they need to be very catered and very specific.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we live in an online world where a lot of our communication is online. So people talk a lot about online marketing versus offline marketing or whatever. The bottom line is that marketing is communicating with your customers. Now, if you communicate with your friends through Facebook and through email, then Facebook and email is a good way to communicate with your customers as well. It's not the only way, obviously, but it's one of the great ways. So online marketing is extremely important. And the great thing is that the technology allows us to really engage people on a level that is interesting to them, and that shows that we understand what they need.
So Anton, I hear around the block that you're essentially like the master of Infusionsoft. That's what I hear. Everyone talks to me about Infusionsoft, go talk to Anton. So, Infusionsoft, what is it? And as a technology, how can it help marketers get their message out there?
Well, I think the reason why I really sort of am attracted to Infusionsoft as a business firstly is because I strongly resonate with their purpose, and their purpose is to help small businesses succeed. And I think small businesses are the key, because small businesses are the people who are changing the way things are done. They're not in a job anymore. They're not being told what to do. They don't work for a boss anymore. They've taken the reins of their lives into their own hands, and they are making a difference in the world. Every single small business owner that I've come across wants to make a difference in the world.
Exactly.
I think that's universally true. And that is why I resonate quite strongly with Infusionsoft as a business.
And so what is Infusionsoft again?
Yeah, sorry. I was off on a little bit of a tangent there. Infusionsoft gives us tools which makes it possible for us to communicate intelligently with our customers. So it is tools to help you automate and manage the whole interaction with your client, from the moment you first get in touch with the client all the way through, where you educate and you give people information, you treat people with the information that they need, you convert them into paying customers, you facilitate the buying process, and then you follow that up and you continue to serve your customers after you've sold to them before. So it's about optimizing your customer relationship, but using technology to automate a lot of the work involved.
Yeah, so if you've got like 1 or 2 customers, you can do the whole thing yourself, that's not fine.
Yeah.
But what if you want to scale up and make 100, 200? You can't do it the same way. You need
Exactly.
a way to automate and streamline the process.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you can send an email and have the link to payment, but Infusionsoft does that all streamlined, yeah?
That's exactly the point. The point is that you are able to put systems in place, which is a very good business perspective, and it's always been a good business practice to systemize and so on. But it allows you then to automate these things as well.
Okay.
So instead of you having to remember, I need to send out an email, the email will go out automatically.
Yep.
To give you an example, if somebody buys a product from you, you might want to check in with them a week or so later to find out if they're happy with it. They might give you feedback, so you might give them a questionnaire to fill out. At that point, they might give you positive feedback and a testimonial, which you can automate that process. So for every single time you sell a product, you get a testimonial in, which is great for your marketing again. On the other hand, if you get negative feedback from your client, that's great as well, because at least you're getting that feedback and you have the ability to do something about it right there and then.
Yeah.
Because of the world we live in with social media and so on, for businesses, it's vitally important to find out what their customers think before their customers go and run onto social media and go and spread the word to the world that they had a terrible experience. You want to be the first person to hear about it. So automating that process makes it possible for you to be focusing on something else with this process running in the background, making sure that you're getting notified when somebody gives you negative feedback.
Yeah. So one thing I often hear from business owners is, they don't have time for all this technical stuff. They're not technically savvy. They can barely, use Facebook and email half the time. Why is it important to get something like Infusionsoft, and why is it important to get some of your caliber and your expertise to help in that?
Well, I guess it's like anything in business. It's hard when you start. It is maybe daunting if you don't know much about it. But a couple of years ago, it was daunting to send an email. Now maybe it's every commonplace. So it is something that you need to invest in. It's the way that the world is moving. If you are not investing in expanding your business in terms of your use of technology, your competition most likely will be, and you will fall behind. The programs that we present and how we help our clients through education is very largely designed to empower people to understand the technology better, and then also to be able to say, this is what I need, this is what I don't need. And people need to start with, people need knowledge and awareness. So that is our base and where we start with clients, and then we move through the ranks where we end up on a one-to-one basis in terms of consulting and coaching people, or where we do implementations of technology for them.
So who do you think would benefit, what type of business owners would benefit the most from having a system like Infusionsoft?
Well, yeah, that's a good question, because of the nature of technology, and there's a famous quote by Bill Gates. He actually said that technology applied to an inefficient system will actually magnify the inefficiencies.
Yeah.
So I guess it's very important that we're talking about businesses who are already creating some flow in their business. They're basically running out of time to get everything done. They've got enough clients moving through that implementing a system will give them that advantage straight away.
Yeah, being more efficient in their time.
And having something take away some of the tasks that they have to perform will be an immediate breather and will be an immediate return on investment.
So have you read the 4-Hour Workweek?
Yes, absolutely.
One of my favorite books of all time. So Tim Ferriss talks about DEAL, as a delegate, eliminate, automate, and...
Can't remember the L.
Leverage? No, it's not leverage. It's something. You'll remember it. I'll put it at the bottom.
But the first three, absolutely.
Yeah, but first thing he talks about is first thing you need to do is eliminate the things that aren't useful. You don't delegate first, you eliminate. And then the next thing you do is not delegate, you automate. Okay? And then finally you delegate. Delegating is the last thing you do.
Very important.
So with someone like Anton, what you do is you go into your system, go into your business, you look at the things that you need to eliminate first, and then you look at the things that you can automate. And once you've got that's a huge chunk of your business that you're no longer doing. That what allows you to focus on what's really important and serving your customers. Yeah.
Absolutely, I think that's vital, and that's what I was trying to say. Basically, and Bill Gates' quote really illustrates it as well. It's about eliminating, which is looking at your system and making it as efficient as you possibly can, taking out the things that aren't necessary. Automate is the next step, because an automated system is probably the best employee you can have. They don't take lunch breaks, they do the same thing every time, over and over again, and they do it right. Plus, as soon as you have a system in place, you've got something that you can go back and you can actually implement feedback on. So if you find out that people get stuck in a certain part of your sales process, for instance, you can go back to your system and you can go and tweak it a little bit. Maybe add a little bit of a bonus, maybe add a little bit of a special offer to get things flowing. And only once you've done that is when you start talking about delegate, which is also very relevant these days, because you can now delegate either to your own employees or you can delegate to virtual employees, which is a whole new area of business which has only recently started to become prevalent. It's once again a fantastic resource for small business owners to really go out there and take over the world, basically.
Okay, so Anton, I know you're a busy man. You were actually on your way out. I just managed to steal him for a few moments. Where can people find out more about you?
The easiest to get hold of me is just to go to designerlifetech.com.
There'll be a link somewhere there.
So there you'll find my website where we will talk about the services and the products that we offer people.
Okay. You're going to see more of this guy called Anton. He's amazing at what he does. He gives lots of real good value, and we're both out there to help people grow their businesses. So, looking forward to talk to you soon. This is Samith. This is Anton. We'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.
Thanks, Samith.
Most importantly is look there, not there, because I always look there, right?
Yeah.